Hi and welcome to this special St. Patrick's Day episode. And yeah, I have my small green hat, orange beard, and yeah, I know it looks a little bit funny with my pink hair at the moment, but yeah, that's the way it is. So if you've been watching my channel for a while, and a while I'm talking about like a couple of years, then you already know that I have already reviewed every Leprechaun movie. So, to be able to make this theme work this year, I had to really dig deep. I mean, really, really deep. Unfortunately, there aren't a lot of movies with the St. Patrick's Day theme. And yeah, I was looking, just searching, looking like crazy. And I was just, please let me find something. Please. And let me find something that I will be able to watch like right away. I had a few options, but if I ordered the DVD or the Blu-ray, it would not have gotten here in time, unfortunately. So yeah, I couldn't really do that. But I managed to find a few movies. One of them is really, really far-fetched, so you have to bear with me. But yeah, let's get this episode started. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, Butler wanted to have the hat, so I gave him the hat. Wanted to be nice. And I think it looks kind of good on him. Yeah. Okay, so the first review in this episode is actually a short film, but it's not like a short film. It's a longer short film called St. Patrick's Day. So, you know, pretty fitting. And it's from 2021. It's directed by Jared Campbell. Okay, I have to read these names because I can't remember them, but starring Isaac Yarborough, John Felix, and S.J. Brady. So we have Isaac Yarborough. His character is called Ned. And in the opening, we see him just walking around while music is playing. And then he comes home. And yeah, the home is like kind of decorated with St. Patrick's stuff. So we obviously know it's a movie with a St. Patrick's theme. So that's good. And he gets a call from, I wouldn't say a friend, but someone who knows him. And he is being invited over for a St. Patrick's Day party. But he's kind of hesitant because the last year they went to the St. Patrick's Day party, something awful happened, and he's like, you know, I don't want to go through that again. Something might happen. And then a friend is like, you know, the girl that you like, she gonna be there. He knew what to say. And he's like, yeah? Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, it's kind of easy to convince. So he goes to the party and people start dying. So that is the basic plot of this film. And right away, what I kind of noticed about the film is that the music is very good. It's kind of a throwback to slasher films from the 80s. And it kind of shows. And I do really appreciate that. And I did like the music. I thought it was quite interesting. And also they had put a green filter on a lot of the times because St. Patrick's Day, the green has to come out. And I kind of liked it. I did. Like there was one scene in which that was super fitting because it was also a scene that was very giallo-esque. And if you've seen the short film, you will know exactly what scene I mean. I did really like the scene. You know, we got the glove, we got the razor blade, and the colors. And I think that scene really came together. It was really good. I mean, obviously this short film is very low budget. Very, you know, indie horror film. But as I, myself, make indie horror films, I know exactly what it is. So I honestly think I can appreciate these types of movies even more. And I do appreciate the killer, the costume. Um, they picked an interesting mask, which fits the theme, for sure. And also, I did like some of the angles when this person was killing people, especially in one scene. A person got an axe in the head, and then the angle kind of, yeah, it was a bit of an awkward angle on the killer while holding the axe, and I really like that. I like movies that kind of break your typical rules, especially, you know, this 180-degree rule that they have in filmmaking that everyone gets to learn at filmmaking school. That's like kind of 101. It's like, if you film someone from this angle, you can't suddenly go around 180 degrees and film it from that angle, because people will find it kind of disturbing, or, you know, something will not feel right. But, you know, I say go for it. You know, make it interesting. I don't care about these rules. I mean, break them. Have fun. Experiment. A lot of great filmmakers have done that. They've been like, what? These rules? Let's break them. So, you know, I really appreciate when someone does that. Someone just goes outside of the box and tries to make it interesting. And since, you know, the beginning of the film, we obviously know that this guy Ned went through something a year ago. So you can kind of assume that a twist is coming, or, you know, a reveal is coming. And I have to say, I thought that the twist was good, but I kind of had a feeling about it. But it was still nicely done, and nothing against that. The only thing that I have to complain a little bit about is the length of the film. It is kind of a 45 minutes, and I think it is a bit of an awkward length. Me personally, I would have loved to see a feature film of this. I can understand, you know, maybe the budget didn't hold up, or the actors couldn't film any more days, or whatever, you know. There are problems, stuff happens with shooting a film, but I really wish that this could have been a feature film, or maybe a shorter film. But in my opinion, a feature film would have been the better way to go, to develop some more character development, just adding some extra details with the relationship between the characters. I think that would have been a really strong, solid feature film and classic every St. Patrick's Day. But I'm very glad that they made this short film. I will link it in the description below so you can watch it yourself. I have to say that the kill scenes were very creative. I really enjoyed them. That was definitely the right way to go. The main character who played Ned, he felt a bit awkward at times, but in the end he made it work. But there were a few times I was like, oh, this is a bit awkward, but yeah, he pulled it off in the end. I also really like the poster for this one. It really gives a giallo feeling from the poster, which is really good. And you also see, you know, the vibrant colors. Oh, and also there's a segment in this one where someone is recording, like with the VCR or VHS camera, and it switches to, you know, the VHS kind of format. And you know, myself, I'm a sucker for VHS type of movies, or, you know, shot on video, found footage, whatever, that type of movie making. So I really appreciated that. So what will this movie get from me? It will get an 8 out of 10. Yeah, so an 8 out of 10 for this long, short film, so to speak. Yeah, I had a fun time. I mean, the time kind of just flies by watching it because it's not so long, and it is, you know, kind of fast-paced because it's a bit shorter, so the kills happen like and I was never bored, and I recommend you all to watch it and to support indie horror movies. Okay, let's move on to review number 2. Okay, so earlier I talked about that one of the movies is really far-fetched when it comes to the St. Patrick's Day's theme, and it's this one. Okay, so now I will be reviewing God Told Me So. It's from 1976. It's directed by no other than Larry Cohen. Larry Cohen, It's Alive, The Stuff, Cue the Winged Serpent. Yeah, that Larry Cohen. Okay, so I also have to read these names from the book. So, starring Tony LaBianco, Deborah Raffin, and Sylvia Sidney. So, God Told Me. It's about this detective who is chasing people suddenly committing crimes and killing other people because God told them to. Yeah, so not really a lot with the St. Patrick's Day theme, but I will tell you why this came up when I was searching for movies to review in this episode. The movie starts off with people walking on the street, probably going to work, coming from work. It's busy, New York, and suddenly one person is shot. Yeah, like that, shot like that. So everyone takes cover and another is shot. Like a lot of people just get shot. So it's a mass shooting, it's panic, it's intense. And people are trying to, see where is this coming from. And then they locate the shooter, and this detective Peter, he actually confronts the shooter. He climbs up to him and they have a conversation. And then he discovers that all the people who do these terrible acts, they do them because God told them to. That's their explanation, so to speak. So in one scene, we actually have a shooting during a St. Patrick's Day themed parade. So that is the connection to this theme through that scene. Yeah. So it's not like the movie circles around it. It just features this parade, so we know it's St. Patrick's Day during that scene. Yeah. So at least it's something. Yay! But I had never heard of this film before searching for movies for this episode. And I have seen a lot of Larry Cohen movies. I really enjoy his movies. And then when I saw that this is directed by Larry Cohen, I was like, hell yeah, it has to be amazing. So I'm really glad that I gave this one a chance, because I really liked the premise. I thought the premise was very interesting, and if they could just pull it off, make it work, then this could be kind of a classic, even though I had never heard about it. And I know everything. I'm just kidding, I don't know everything, but I was surprised that I hadn't heard about this one before. I do really like how this film is paced. Because I don't think there's a boring second, because anytime, anywhere, any place, an attack can happen. And that is what makes this movie kind of exciting, even though it's not really an action film or action-packed, but it's those instances that really makes me as a viewer just want to continue watching, makes me really invested, especially from the first scene with the mass shooting. You're like, oh, what is going on? Are people just suddenly losing it? And then we have to follow this detective Peter around when he's trying to why is this happening, what's the connection, what's going on. And I really liked it. I really did. There's also this fantastic scene when Peter visits an elderly woman, and they have a heart-to-heart talk. And what she describes, because she went through something, and the way that it's filmed, and just the kind of acting chemistry and just intensity between her and Peter, wow. I mean, that scene is probably my favorite scene from the entire movie. That was just really well made, very intense, and just wow. I will remember that scene forever. And I think, I mean, those two just did such a good job in that scene. That was amazing acting. That was just phenomenal. And it did feel like a typical kind of 70s movie, like a thriller or whatever. Uh, and that is a positive thing, a very positive thing. And I also like how everything kind of came together towards the end, and how, yeah, the climax, the ending, it was just like, what is going on? I did enjoy the script. I did enjoy like the kind of the route it took. It went to places that I didn't think it really would. Because, you know, with a premise like this, when people are killing because God told them to, it's I was like, I don't really know where this movie is going. Like, how, what will happen? Is it really God telling them to do this, or is it code for something, or is it something completely different? What is going on? So that is also what I like about it, because it really made me think. And this movie, you know, really made me think of a lot of aspects, like a lot of different side stories it could possibly deal with, a lot of characters it could possibly introduce. I mean, this movie isn't as good as, let's say, The Stuff or It's Alive. It's not really that level of a Larry Cohen film, but it's still very interesting. And if you're a Larry Cohen fan, then I urge you to check this movie out. So, what will I give this movie? I'm giving this one an 8 out of 10. Yeah. So another 8 out of 10. Wow, I mean, this is going great. Let's see if the third movie will get a good grade as well. Okay, so here we are at the third and final review in this episode. And I will be reviewing a film called Crawlers. Yes. So Crawlers is like part of a TV series movie episode thing. It's called Into the Dark, and each season they have a movie, a feature film representing a holiday. Yes, and in the second season they have Crawlers, and it is based on St. Patrick's Day. So, bingo! Okay, so Crawlers. It's from 2020. It's directed by Brandon Zuck. It's starring Georgia Wiggum, Pepe Sonuga, Cameron Fuller, and Jude Demarest, among a lot of other characters, of course. Okay, so in this one, it starts off with this girl called Shauna. She is telling the story of how things got crazy in her town. So she's kind of narrating a bit. So she starts off with telling things, and then we go back to the St. Patrick's Day's party, where her friend, or her soon-to-be friend Misty, is going to party with her friend Chloe and their new friend Jujin. So they are at this party, and then Misty sees her friend Chloe going off with this guy Aaron, who is kind of suspicious. And then Misty doesn't know where Chloe goes, so she tries to find her. While all of this is going on, people are being bit by other people that seem to be possessed, and things just start to fall down. This town is just, yeah, coming down. That is the basic plot of Crawlers. So in this one, they have like kind of combined St. Patrick's Day with like kind of an alien invasion thing, which I found quite interesting. And this was also a rewatch, because I saw this film before, like right when it came out, and with these Into the Dark season 2 being dropped. And it was fun rewatching it because I didn't really remember that much. I honestly didn't even remember the aliens or that it even was an alien invasion. I do have to say that I really like the way this movie starts. Like, I know that whenever a film has, a narrator, voiceover type of thing, it can be a hit or miss. But in this case, I think it's quite cozy while Shauna is telling everything, and while we seeing Misty and all the characters. And I also like, because Shauna is the one who kind of introduces every character, so to speak, while she's doing the narrating. And I thought that was quite clever. So, we first see Misty, and then there's a text that comes up in green, says Misty, and then Shauna, narrator, kind of, drops some personality traits of hers and of each character. And I thought that was a good and clever way to introduce the characters in a very effective way. Also, of course, love that they used the green filter to enhance the St. Patrick's Day's feeling and party. Everyone wears green. And I thought it was quite fitting with the alien thing because, usually alien blood is also green. So, yeah, that was another fun little St. Patrick's Day detail, I guess. Since, they used this kind of green filter, it made everything else much more green as well. When they used the fog machine and they used fog, the fog, looked green. And I also think that was quite fun and cool and really made the cinematography pop a lot. So that was a clever choice. There are some good SFX in this one, especially bite marks and some blood stuff. But I do wish that there could have been more, like more creative death scenes. We had a few, but I really think this movie would have benefited from just a little bit more mayhem and carnage and craziness, especially in the third act. I was kind of expecting more from the third act because it was building up to be this crazy thing that was happening. I mean, we got to see a lot of cool stuff with the alien things and with the special kind of setup and location they chose. But I wish we could have just, they could have just gone further in with the mayhem and chaos and really just showed us a lot more carnage. I kind of think that the party light strobe scene was kind of cool, but I wish that they had done more with that. But I also like that they introduced some characters that were really benefited to the story later on. And we also got, a little bit of humor in there as well, but not just the humor. This movie also kind of dealt with a very dark subject, which I also had forgotten about, but I think that they, handled that pretty well, and it did feel very serious, but they also kind of mixed it in kind of well with the rest of the story. I wish that they had gone a little bit more deeper into that part of the story, but that is why I'm also going to say this about the film. Another complaint that I have is that the story kind of felt a bit rushed in places. I wish that they would have gone deeper into some of the side stories or things that they were really presenting and talking about, but it seemed to just be so rushed in some places just to get this over it and get to the next location, get to the next set point in the script, which was a bit of a letdown. I don't remember it being this rushed when I watched it the first time, but now when rewatching it, I really felt that. The acting, it was good. I mean, the actors, they did a good job portraying their characters, and also the characters that were kind of possessed by these aliens also did a good job. But I think I want to see more and learn more about the aliens themselves. Yeah, much more. Like, just go really deep into their background story. I think that would have been really fun, and just show more of them and from them, because that also felt a bit rushed. But they did really well with the St. Patrick's theme. I like the cinematography. As I said, I like the setup, the intro, the animation intro was really fun. The narration was fun. The story, the wraparound story overall, I think it's good. But I do think that I liked this movie much more the first time I saw it. But yes, it is a St. Patrick's Day film that not a lot of people are talking about, or at least I haven't heard a lot of people talk about this one. So I'm really happy that I got to talk about it in this episode, and I hope you will check it out. And if you've already seen this movie, of course, let me know in the comments below what you think about it. So, what will this movie get from me? It will get a 7 out of 10. Yeah, as I said, I enjoyed it much more the first time I saw it, and I gave it a much higher grade when I checked the letterbox. So, but I felt that a 7 out of 10, is a solid grade. It's a fair grade for this one for now. Maybe that will change after another rewatch. But yeah, those are the 3 St. Patrick's Day movies that I have in this episode. So yeah, I know it's not St. Patrick's Day today, but I will say happy St. Patrick's Day anyway. It's on Sunday, and I will be celebrating it tomorrow evening, night, yeah. But I hope you all will have an amazing weekend, and thank you so much for checking out my episode. And if you've made it all the way here, then please comment a green clover emoji to let me know that you watched me talk about all 3 of these movies. And of course, thank you so much for all the new subscribers and likes and comments and engagement. I'm just so happy. And I'm trying to reach 2,000 followers in March, or as soon as I can, and I can't do it without your help, and you are all so amazing. So thank you so much for liking and subscribing and just engaging with my content. I'm so super happy. I will also try to make the intro thing a regular thing when I do these episodes. I have really fun just coming up with these short, ridiculous, very silly intros, but I do like coming up with them. Well, I'm hoping that you've been really liking my intros, and yeah, so thank you all so much for watching. Have an amazing weekend, everyone. Bye.